A little over a year ago, I was on the verge of a complete mental breakdown. So I went on a 90-day mission to biohack my mind and body back to health and uncover key stress triggers that we don't talk about enough. And in today's video, I'm going to take you to one of the most stressful places on the planet, the New York City subway. Come join me. Suffering from depression and getting no answers, I packed up my life and went on a 90-day mission to find help from the world's top biohackers, neuroscientists, and doctors. And now I'm here to help you biohack your mind and body for success. Welcome to Becoming Unstoppable, lifestyle hacks for your body, mind, and business. Let's make our way into the subway now. In a survey of 2,000 entrepreneurs that we conducted, we found that 71% experience high levels of stress on a daily basis. Now, many think that stress is purely caused by psychological pressure, and while it's a major contributing factor, there's no argument there. There are other causes that trigger stress that we completely ignore. Sadly, many of us assume we're just mentally weak and we need to toughen up when we're feeling stressed out, or that we just need to be more positive to overcome depression. This thinking isn't just dangerous, it's highly ignorant to the facts that we have available to us. Let's take a look as to why, as I take you on a tour of the New York subway and Grand Central Station. But before we dive into the tips, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and share. One of the first factors that may be contributing to your stress is environmental pollution. This includes everything from noise, light, water, and air pollution. According to the MTA, an average of 5.6 million New Yorkers ride the subway during the week. And if you've ever been down here and you're not used to this city beneath the city, it's easy for your stress levels to go through the roof. The air quality is low and there's high levels of carbon dioxide. High levels of CO2 can cause headaches and fatigue, and it can also affect your deep sleep, the more restorative stage of rest. We track the air in our home daily to keep an eye on the air quality to ensure that we are feeling our best. And in researching my book Unstoppable, I came across an eye-opening study. According to the University of Southern California, aggressive behavior in teenagers could have something to do with an uptick in air pollution. This finding highlights the need for responsible public policy regarding the toxins that we breathe, eat, or apply to our skin, which may be impacting the way that we behave without us realizing it. And living in New York City, we run a HEPA air filter 24/7. Number 2, inflammation. Inflammation caused by environmental factors, allergies, food sensitivities, diet, and stress are leading to extreme fatigue, anxiety, headaches, depression, and brain fog. Researchers are now realizing the strong link between depression and inflammation within the brain, which is changing the way that they look at depression and the long-held belief it's only related to low serotonin levels. Cortisol, otherwise known as a stress hormone, kicks in when we're at our worst and can cause everything from mood swings, which can manifest as anxiety, depression, or irritability. If the cause of stress isn't eliminated, chronic stress can take hold, leading to inflammation within the body. It's important to realize that you can't always just tackle stress using psychology or medicating with self-help, although they're crucial and needed factors. Your biochemistry also strongly influences how you behave, just as your psychology influences your biochemistry. Furthermore, you can't pay the high psychological price of the hustle until you die culture without paying a high biological one. So it is so ridiculously hot down here right now. It's really hot, it's super humid weather because we're on an island. It gets super gross. In the subway, try not getting stressed out when you're surrounded by thousands of people and trying to get your way home. Everybody's different, and the key is to find out the underlying triggers as to why you may feel overwhelmed, not just others, other than just blaming it on a lack of willpower. Otherwise, you may end up treating the symptom, not the cause, and you'll remain stuck. Seek out a functional doctor that will work with you to find out your individual cause for your stress. Which leads us to number 3, food sensitivities. Something that could be a trigger for your stress or even amplifying it are food sensitivities. A sensitivity can present with symptoms such as fatigue, brain fog, respiratory issues, headaches, migraines, eczema, joint aches and pains, depression, anxiety, and sadness. A shocking example is the harrowing story of Ruth Wallen. In her book, Welcome to the Dance, Caffeine Allergy, she recounts her physical and mental health deteriorating to the point that in '99, she was diagnosed with both a personality and bipolar disorder. Lucky for her, a doctor finally realized it was extreme caffeine sensitivity triggering the episodes. Eliminate foods that cause you discomfort. This includes any food you're sensitive to that causes constipation, diarrhea, sluggishness, brain fog, headaches, fatigue, or mood changes. For greater insight, have a food sensitivity test done. We're now in the underbelly of Grand Central Station, and you're probably wondering why some of these people are standing in the corner. Well, this is known as the Whispering Gallery. So when you speak at one end, the person can hear you at the other. People aren't actually sure if this was designed on purpose or it was simply a happy accident. Either way, it's pretty cool. Number 4, nutritional deficiencies. 92% of the US population has some form of vitamin deficiency, and the truth is we don't place enough importance on it, especially when it comes to the link between mental well-being and having the cognitive ability to reach our goals. Why do deficiencies occur despite many of us eating healthy diets? Well, it comes down to farmland soil across the globe becoming deficient in micronutrients. In 2003, Canadian researchers compared the nutrient content of vegetables to data from 50 years ago. They discovered the mineral content of cabbage, lettuce, spinach, and tomatoes had depleted from 400 milligrams to less than 50 milligrams. Now we're here in the Grand Central Terminal. This building was first opened in 1913 and was in fact almost demolished if it wasn't for the help of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, who helped to save it. For Unstoppable, I interviewed Tricia Hawthorne, a licensed clinical social worker, who shared a story of a patient of hers who was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Now, her patient discovered she had minute traces of vitamin D in her system. Vitamin D plays an integral role in regulating mood, warding off depression, improving concentration, and memory. After 1 week of supplementing on the advice of her doctor, Tricia's patient said she felt different within a week and started making changes in her life she hadn't been able to make for years, including reconnecting with estranged family members. One study found more than 40% of the US population were vitamin D deficient. On a side note, be sure to grab a copy of Entrepreneur magazine in October, where you'll see a full-page ad for my new book Unstoppable, in which I share all of this research in more detail. Number 5, keep activated charcoal on hand. This tip I picked up from New York Times bestselling author and world-famous biohacker Dave Asprey when I met with him at his home in Canada. And he may have accidentally given me the hiccups. Check out what happened.
I've seen that a couple times. Try some bulletproof gummy, that'll fix it.
Excuse me. I wasn't expecting that.
Are you? That's awesome.
Activated charcoal has been used for years in emergency rooms for certain kinds of poisoning, including alcohol. It helps prevent the poison from being absorbed from the stomach into the body. I use it intermittently, especially if I'm feeling flat and have potentially consumed something that isn't agreeing with me. And it can also assist with gas and bloating. Just don't take it at the same time as you're taking medication. We're here in the Grand Central Market, which has a plethora of different European-styled food options, as well as shopping available. Just a heads up, this is a tourist trap, so the prices are pretty expensive, but it's worth checking out. And finally, learn to recognize how your stress is being triggered. Looking at the world through the lens of nutritional deficiencies or even inflammation will more than likely paint it in a negative light, as these deficiencies and inflammation can interfere with our mental cognition and bandwidth, and it can cause everything from apathy, anxiety, and depression, amplifying any overwhelm you may already be experiencing. If you're feeling off, Don't just blame yourself for having a weak attitude. That's an oversimplification of complex problems. Visit a functional doctor and get them to do a full health check. Our biochemistry is as unique as a fingerprint, and we should be treated individually. This is probably the quietest spot in Grand Central Station, which is just a random staircase. Now, if you'd love to have more energy, increase your focus, and boost your productivity, head over to areyounstoppable.com to find out which success identity type you are based on your biochemistry and psychology, and get personalized recommendations for what you can do to become unstoppable in your own life. And be sure to hit like, subscribe, and share. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of New York and the subway system, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.